Finally, the first episode of Naked Talk. The thing that I made like fucking 1 month ago. So, today, we will talk about Arch Linux and God not existing. Two known facts that a lot of people deny. Which one do you want to start with?
I'd say we should start with Arch, because, well, it's the...
Well, I mean, it's the less controversial
Yep,
topic.
indeed.
Because if we done goofed up, then we done goofed up.
Yeah,
Gonna get
we
cancelled.
don't want them burning our statues in the first, podcast.
Hey, to be honest, if somebody makes a statue of me, I don't care if you burn it. At least there was a statue.
As in like a cotton statue thing, like they built the thing they build with
fine.
stubble. Not really the...
It's stubble.
Yeah,
It's
that's
only
it.
political people get
fuck
cancelled
is-
for religion and shit. Or like small people,
Oh,
like
you-
family shit.
Small
Like
people.
normal
Oh, yo.
You
Direct
sure?
shots fired at midgets. Yo, only small people get canceled. Yeah, bitch, you small
Like,
people.
yeah.
Dude, it's not like Kunal Kamra got cancelled, right? It's clearly not the
Of
not the
course,
case.
man. It's not like no. That is really
He clearly didn't get flight ban, and
no.
he clearly isn't
Yeah,
a target
and-
for like every politician ever. Like,
Clearly, Johnny Depp didn't get cancelled by fucking Disney. You know, of course, he's not a small man. He's not a midget.
But-
I mean, his case is a bit different, though. I mean, is it?
Like who was the last person that got cancelled due to religion and shit?
Fuck do I know?
I guess
Dude, me. I got cancelled by my
Yeah,
parents.
that's
for-
what I'm telling about. Average man could get cancelled by their family.
Oh, you're sexist now, huh?
Average human.
Earlier, you shots fired at midgets. Now you're saying, okay, Kapish. It's getting very goofy.
okay, Steve.
Okay, fine. This is just my terrible humor. Anyway, we were talking about Arch Linux.
Yeah.
Man, there's really not much to talk
Well,
about it, is there?
It's about Linux.
There's-
Who? The Chris Titus and Linux Experiment both made NixOS videos at like the same time.
Oh yeah, NixOS. That shit's been getting a lot of grip
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, people are loving the
crazy
customizability
about
and
Oh no! At least I think that people are loving the what's it called? The fact that you can reproduce it
Yep.
very easily because you have all these Nix files, right?
it's literally just like
reproductibility.
it's literally basic.
It's a Docker container on
Yeah,
wheels.
it's a Docker container, but like running bare metal.
On wheels.
Um,
Exactly. Which is pretty cool, but for daily use, I don't think it's practical, man.
are you sure about that? I mean, yeah, sure. As a
I'm not sure
a way,
about that, obviously.
I think Nix could be a good operating system to deploy on a server because you could just like copy it across an orchestrated system of containers, like without much effort. Like you just package it into one image.
Yeah, but that's just extra overhead. You could build a Docker container with an Alpine. You could build an Alpine Docker container and just deal with that instead of installing the whole fucking operating system. Also, NixOS will inherently never be as safe as Docker because it's a container, so no shit. I don't know how NixOS works. Precursor to this conversation, so my opinion means as much as I don't know, Bernie Sanders' seat in the U.S. Senate.
Okay.
I don't think so anyone of us has ever tried Nix.
Yeah, I was at one point thinking of trying it, but then I was like, "Fuck, man, Arch just fulfills all
Yeah.
my needs. If I need something basic, I'll use Fedora. What the fuck?"
For like
You used to be kinda against Arch before,
Sorry?
but I mean, makes sense. You had something against Arch, didn't you? You were a Fedora whore.
Of course, yes. I was a Fedora whore. Well, I wore a fedora and fucked. Of course I did. No, but the point here being that Arch Linux is great if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, well, it's going to break on you. You're going to have a bad image for it for the rest of your life, which is what happened to me when I started. You know, I was like, I fucking installed Arch. I'd never told you this before, but I installed Arch Linux, right? And I installed Deepin, and I installed some fucking other bullshit, and then I forgot how to do it. I think I installed. Oh, I remember now. I was like trying to install apt on Arch. Yeah, that's what broke it. Yeah, I remember. Oh man, I was so dumb. This is like from 3-4 years ago.
That's so dumb.
I'm serious. Yeah, but it's funny now. You know, back then I was like, "Fuck Arch, fucking Arch. I hate Arch."
One of my college friend downloaded Arch with, I don't know, some custom .5s of BSW,
BSPWM.
Yeah, he can't shut down that laptop now. He's like, bro,
It's like
you don't even need window manager.
Yeah, what
Like,
the fuck, bro?
idiot,
You just
really.
you just open a terminal. Press shut down now.
Yeah, you could do that, but like, I don't think that idiot knew how to use Linux to begin with, because like, who starts out with BSPWM? It's
I don't
a
fucking
tiling
know,
window
Albi.
manager.
He's
Okay,
just in it for the looks. You know, rice.
Bro, the looks. You know what looks better than fucking BSPWM? Sway. Sway in every single aspect is better than BSPWM, and this is my claim and my opinion, not a fact. Just saying, you know, don't. Twitter people tend to get really, really, really bad hurt over these things.
Like, it mostly depends upon
yeah,
like how easy a window manager is to customize, or the language and shit, right?
For me, it's just how performant it is and how long a config will last me. You know? If I have to change 4 variables every day just to change my wallpaper, I'm not into it. Surely I can somehow abstract it. But the fact that it is that way, or the fact that I have to use like 6 other things or like 5 other config files, I don't know, man. It's really not my thing, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. That's one of the reasons why I used Ubuntu for a while. It was a stable OS for me as a beginner Linux user back in 2019.
Never ever I have downloaded ISO of Ubuntu, or even used one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you started out way later, and like
Yeah.
you started out when Ubuntu lost its fame and its beginner friendliness in a way. Now they started selling ads and stuff, which is just ridiculous for a Linux distro. It's
Every distro is pretty friendly.
yeah, every distro is pretty friendly indeed. Yeah, and it's like there's just more reason to use those distros than use Ubuntu, because they just provide a lot more stuff. Like you get Manjaro. Manjaro gets a lot of shit from people for being bloated. But like, if you're a beginner Linux user and you want a bunch of utilities to feel like a fully fledged operating system, well, I mean, Linux is a fully fledged operating system, but if you want,
Linux is not an operating system.
yeah, GNU/Linux, man.
Not GNU/Linux. It's, you know, fuck it, go on. I'm not Richard Stallman. Fuck do I care?
Yeah, fair enough. But
Sorry, I interrupted. Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, it's like if you move from macOS to Linux, you expect it to have all the clutter, kinda, because that clutter makes that clutter kind of makes it user friendly in a way. Like, you can do a lot of stuff with it than having just a bare minimum system. So also user friendliness in a way as a good desktop environment that is, again, easy to use, which Manjaro gives you with GNOME or XFCE, or I'm not sure which other. I think they also have a KDE version. All 3 of these. On top of that, you get to use EA and the AUR. So it's just like having a good intro to Arch, and without actually dealing with the bare minimum install.
But Endeavour OS.
But the thing is that
OS is the new Manjaro.
why would you? This is what goes beyond me. You know, why would you use Arch Linux if, it's not minimalistic? That's the whole point of Arch.
Because you're a big
Now, some
nerd.
might say, I'll use it for the AU. Sorry, I
Because
interrupted
you are a big nerd. Yeah, it's a great
No,
big
no,
nerd.
no, no.
Yeah.
Is it really though? I mean, it has great documentation. That is true. But let's be honest here. I am yet to meet a beginner who reads documentation. I just feel like stuff like Fedora or Ubuntu are actually good for beginners because first of all, let's be honest here. Most beginners, at least most of them that I have known, tend to go and watch YouTube videos, including myself. That's how I started out. And, that just means that something that has a lot of YouTube videos, Arch does too, no offense there, but Ubuntu and Fedora just have, more people who are beginner friendly, I guess. They're communities too. On Arch, you sometimes tend to get penalized for asking dumb shit. On other, distributions, apparently it's already been done before. Somebody's asked the question, and similar with Arch, because sometimes you have a problem, you go to the forum, you see a thread solving the problem, they just close the thread with no solution a lot of times. That doesn't mean there is no solution, it just means that you have to use your own brain.
I agree. Yeah.
It's not that Arch is a bad distro by any means, but you know what is a bad distro? Arctic Linux. I will never understand why normal people use hacking distros. It is beyond me.
Is it really a hacking distro though? Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not Arctis Linux.
Kali.
Fuck, my bad. Black Arch, Dark
And
Arch.
Parrot
something like
OS as well. I think Parrot is. I think Parrot is
but
Debian.
it's called Black Arch. Parrot is indeed Debian. But the thing is, why would you get a hacking distro if you're not even hacking? It's like
Makes no sense indeed. Yeah, it's like having a bunch of
Yeah.
load on your PC for no
on your
reason
PC
at
for
all.
no reason,
Like,
other than peer pressure. I guess would be one valid reason for this. But if you're fucking using Linux for peer pressure, well, I don't have the kindest of words stored in my vocabulary for you. May sound condescending, but what can I say, dude? You're using Linux for peer. You're using an operating. You really need to conduct some self-analysis. See where you're going wrong. Because if you're doing this, then you're probably doing a couple more things too. Like doing fucking. I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental. Says after being judgmental.
I forgot my line of thought. But yeah, like Kali has its place. Like if you wanna hack, just pull up a Kali VM. It's best.
Exactly. Put up a VM. Why? I don't understand. Why would you want to have all? And in fact, I've read this somewhere that Kali comes with a modified kernel, which is actually less secure. Let me see if I can find the source. I'll link it on YouTube if I find it. I've heard it from somebody, but I'm not sure, so we confirm that. So yeah, what do you think about this, Rishi?
about having a hacking distro. Well, if you ask me, you should only get it if you're like actually hacking or like if you're into cybersec. And even if you are, I wouldn't
and the most
I wouldn't recommend installing the whole distro on your PC just when you're doing a simple capture the flag stuff, like while learning server security.
Indeed.
You don't need AirCrack-NG or any password cracker to actually be on your PC when all you're doing is manipulating bits and doing binary exploitations and stuff, which are the very beginnings of hacking. So I don't see a point in people installing it. If you're a well trained hacker.
To be honest, if you're a hacker, you probably know what the fuck you're doing. So let's not even speak about
if you're a hacker, you would know what you're doing. Like, as a hacker, if I was like a hacker and were to use Kali Linux, the only use case for me would be like maybe on a Raspberry Pi where I don't want to spend a lot of time setting it up. I just want to fire it up. I want to run my exploit and then just.
And I want to just fuck off.
Just clear it out. Maybe destroy the board itself.
Yeah. Okay, that's too much. What are you? Leaking
Yeah, that's
information
that's
here,
just
man. Don't be
that's
doing
just
that.
a Mr. Robot reference right there.
I mean, sounds to me like Mr. Never mind, bad joke. But my point here is that, all the cybersec guys that I know, they just fucking fire up a Kali VM. I have never seen a guy who actually works in cybersec, or girl, or whatever. I've never seen a person who works in cybersec actually use Kali Linux as their main operating system. On a secondary laptop, maybe one or two, hardly. It's just like a beginner flex, actually. But you just get sorry, Abhishek,
I was just laughing.
I'm saying that mostly when you get used to Linux as a kernel, fuck me. When you get used to the Linux-based operating systems, fuck GNU, then you just it doesn't really matter much to you anymore. You're just like, what works. I'm gonna use what works, and I'm not gonna switch unless I have to.
Bro.
And the lazier you get, the better, because then you'll have like I've gotten to a point in my life where I am so lazy, I don't even update my system. I just have auto updates that run every night and every morning. I have auto reboots. I have a couple of cron jobs running for my Minecraft server. I just have a lot of shit automated. I don't really, I don't touch my server much unless it's for cheating in Minecraft, in which case I have to enter commands. But that's it. It turns on, turns off, it updates.
That's the point of Linux to begin with, right? Like, you can automate everything you want. You just set it all up and it just works. That's the point of Linux and Unix in general.
Yeah, but God forbid I was trying to do that in macOS, man. I tried using cron on macOS. That shit did not work for me for whatever reason. So I just gave up. Because I was like, fuck me. Why do you even need this?
Like, one of the reasons people moved to macOS was that it's just the hardware, mainly. Like, I would definitely use Linux over this if it was, like, usable on the Apple Silicon hardware, but it isn't yet.
Yeah, and on that note, Asahi Linux has been making major strides with their GPU driver.
Huh. So did they get like OpenGL working?
They got OpenGL working. Yeah, 2.1 I think. So let me verify that claim for a moment. Asahi
3.1. They actually got 3.1
like
working.
Yeah, and now they're working on the Vulkan driver. Also, what's it called? Oh wait, they ran a game. Yeah, they got OpenGL 2.1 and OpenGL ES 2.0. Quake 3 runs, which is enough for you, my friend.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that most of the I presume, I'm not sure, but I heard something in the lines of, don't quote me here, that we're gonna use the Vulkan to implement. I don't know, but I do know that OpenCL is being implemented in Rust.
Questionable, but works, I guess.
In the Mesa library. The guy actually had like a very funny reason for doing this. He was like, I wanted to try out Rust, a Mesa maintainer. Like, I decided to do this as my first project or something. Again, don't quote me on this because I don't have accurate information as of now, but I'm just going by memory here. And he just wrote a driver for OpenCL because the previous CPU-based driver, I presume, I don't know, is it the Gallium? I think it was called Gallium, right? Yeah. No, Gallium, I think it's. Yeah, they're very old drivers. Nobody really gives a fuck about the Gallium. Point being that they're making good drivers now for OpenCL in Mesa. They're gonna be merged pretty soon too, which is amazing.
So I mean, that would make just doing shader stuff.
Sorry?
Like parallel compute on Apple Silicon sounds pretty interesting, to be honest. Like, if you do it with metal, but like actually getting it run through OpenCL would be nice to have.
OpenCL, I mean, to be honest, you're gonna get better performance in Blender, from what I've heard. Because, on that note, did you realize that the SI Linux GPU drivers are actually better than the macOS ones? Apparently. They have benchmarks to back it up, but I'd have to be honest, I do trust their benchmarks. Apple has just always been focused more on other things, apparently, than writing drivers. They recently came out with DriverKit, though, so I don't know what they're up to.
DriverKit is, I read some of their docs. It's a decent framework, if you ask me.
Yeah, they used to have IOKit first, but now they have bloody DriverKit.
It's just that they don't really give you much option apart from Swift and Objective-C to write drivers in. I think they do have a C++ API as well, but it's not as good.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They do have a C++ API. Never mind, I was wrong. Which one was that? There was a framework that didn't support it. I think it was the IOKit.
C++ bindings exist for almost all the lower level. Well, C bindings exist, but anyways, I guess should be enough for today.
More than 15.
The YouTube upload limit is probably like 15 minutes, so I'll have to like cut this into 2 pieces. Which is pretty sad.
Well, yeah,
it's been fun.
That was a nice little first podcast, and I'm looking forward to do more of these.
It was actually fun. Who would have thought?
It's just normal conversation.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, I guess I just changed my opinion on podcasts. Anyways,
it's just gonna be a public conversation now. So.
Yeah, let's see how the people react to this conversation. Anyway, see ya later.
All right. Yeah, that was a nice one. See you.